On worksheet 4, we're going to be simplifying by getting rid of negative exponents. So again, let me just remind you of the rules of this real quick. You should have just gone over them. But remember that a negative exponent takes something from the top of a fraction to the bottom of a fraction. Or if it's in the bottom of a fraction, it takes it from the bottom of the fraction to the top of the fraction. That's what a negative exponent means. So in this case here, it's not a fraction at all. We're going to make it into a fraction here. And we're going to get rid of this negative exponent, we're just going to take this x raised to the 1, and we're going to put it in the bottom of the fraction. Here, in this case, this one is in the bottom of the fraction, so we're going to take it and put it on the top of the fraction. There was nothing left down there, but that doesn't mean there's a 0 down there. That means there's a 1 down there, because we can understand that there's a 1 here in front of this. And since it's over 1, we don't need to write that, so it just becomes 2x to the 1, which we could just write as 2x. So here we go on the worksheet. So in this case, we have an x to the negative 4 in the top of the fraction, because we're just going to assume that there's a 1 there in the bottom of the fraction. So we would take this and we'd go 3 divided by x to the whatever the power is stays the same. We just get rid of the negative when we move it to the bottom. So in this case, again, it's just the x to the third that's in the top of the fraction that's got the negative exponent. So we go 5y squared divided by x to the third. So we just take that x to the third, put it in the bottom of the fraction because it was negative. Let's do one where we've got one in the bottom of the fraction. So this one here, this one, the x to the negative 3 is in the bottom of the fraction, so we're going to move it to the top, and the z to the negative 3 is in the top of the fraction, so we're going to move it to the bottom. Alright, so let's see how this goes. So we got 3y squared x to the third over z to the third. One more thing here that was talked about in the rules, anything raised to the 0 power is just 1. So this x to the 0 would just become a 1. So it'd be 4 times 1 is just 4. On the bottom, we're going to be just combining everything that we've been learning. So we're just going to use PEMDAS. So we're going to get rid of our parentheses and exponents. We're going to, including our negative exponents, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. And remember, when we're doing expressions with variables, addition and subtraction is combining like terms. So get rid of the parentheses. We need to distribute. To multiply the coefficients, add the exponents. That's a 1 and a 1. Alright, this one, there is no variable here, so we're just going to multiply the coefficients. 8x. The rest of it we just write down. Alright, there's no more parentheses, there's no more multiply or divide, so now we're going to combine like terms. So we have an x squared, we have an x, we have a negative y, and we have an xy, so there's nothing left to do. That's the answer. So let's take a look at this one over here. So we're going to distribute. So 5x squared plus 5y minus 20. Remember with this negative here, we're going to distribute the negative. We change this to plus. We change all the signs inside. So this becomes a negative x and a negative 2. Is there anything we can combine? We have an x squared, we have a 5y, we have negative 20 and negative 2. So we do need to combine something here. So we go 5x squared, remember I just mark things out, plus 5y. I'm going to go ahead and finish the variables, minus x, and then negative 20 plus negative 2 is negative 22. Okay, so the same thing. Just going to go through and handle all your parentheses and exponents, then any multiply and divide, and then any add and subtract. which again is combining like terms when we're doing expressions.